Hello and welcome to another episode of the Balls Deep podcast. This is going to be a bit of a different episode compared to what you guys are used to from before. Now, as I mentioned in the previous episode, Tactical Potato will not be joining for a few episodes due to some real life commitments and being busy with that. Instead, I found 3 other people to replace him. People who I've known for a very long time, who are mental is literally the only word I can use, but quite, fun to talk to. And I might as well introduce them. So these 3 people are from my clan who I've gotten to know through my stream and everything else. One of the people is called Onion. Hello, Onion.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Oh, slowly going nuts in lockdown, but otherwise fine.
The other person we have is Milo. You might have already heard about him since I've mentioned him on stories from EGX. Hello, Milo.
Hello, Frozen.
This is the most mildest I've ever heard you,
It's gonna get worse. It will be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. And the third person who I met in the most weirdest of circumstances was Ankalagon, who I met via playing Warframe. How are you doing? Well, I say playing Warframe, but it was a very specific memory of Warframe, but we're not going to get into that today.
Primetime 150. That's all that has to be said.
That's all that has to be said. How you doing today, man? How's everyone else doing today?
Oh, it's morning. I woke up in time, so.
Yeah, same, pretty much.
Milo, didn't you just wake up like 10 minutes ago?
Let me check the time. I woke up 40 minutes ago.
Ah, okay, fair enough. We thought you were going to be asleep and you were going to actually miss the podcast, but, it's
honestly, I would not be surprised. I already set additional alarms just in case.
Well,
it worked out.
It did. Well, this episode is going to be a bit different. In the previous episodes, everyone is used to me having a guest on and we do like an interview style question for them and ask them about their role in whatever they're doing, whether it's people working at DE or the voice actor Lucas, or Suggestive from the previous episode, talking about her role as a community support, basically working as community support. This episode, I figured we'd do something different and something a little bit more fun. This episode is going to be a game we play. It's going to be a game about hypothetical questions. I have a list of hypothetical questions which I've been asking people at work, on stream, and even some family members. Now, I'll tell you straight up, most of my family members gave some very, very boring answers, so I'm never going to include them in the game ever again. And some of the people at work are very, very dull as well. So I'm hoping you 3 can come up with some good answers for these questions because, there are some questions which allow you to be really, really imaginative. So, go crazy with it. You guys ready?
What could get around?
Famous last words.
2 minutes later.
Moments before disaster.
Well, the thing is, because I'm working early in the morning, I'm usually trying to find a way to kind of kill time and pass the time as well alongside doing work. So I've been asking people a bunch of, these hypothetical questions. And from the previous few podcast episodes, and even on stream, you guys have already heard me ask this question multiple times. If you had a superpower, which one would you choose? So I figured, why might as well have one podcast dedicated to just that. So we'll start off with our first one. If you are one of the survivors of a zombie apocalypse, what is going to be your main weapon, melee weapon of choice, and why?
An axe. It's fairly simple. You can fix it quite easily. It's got the splitting power to get through a skull if push comes to shove. And, they're fairly common. It's not exactly going to be too hard to replace. And it's not too heavy, as long as you're just carrying 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good choice. Yeah. Milo?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, because on one side, an axe would be available. Probably the best choice as well, because you can kind of do some more rougher work with it. But if there's it will just be there in the first place, and it doesn't matter if it's actually an uncommon item or not. I'd probably go for a survival kukri, one of those really long survival blades, because you can chop with those, you can saw a little bit, you can stab a little bit. Not actually, no, I take that back. more
machete. This is fine, because my answer is a bit similar to yours, Milo.
45-degree angle.
But I think a kukri would be really cool, I guess.
You just want it because it's a curved blade, don't you?
What does that have to mean anything?
You want to be like a Saracen.
Maybe.
And Gallagher, what about you? What would be your choice?
Apparently, I'm the only person who's into blunt force trauma. I would probably choose a solid mallet because while it being a heavier option, it can be ghetto rigged from a lot of things. Be available.
What kind of
and
stuff
while
would you add on to it?
Well, I wasn't thinking of stuff to add on to it, but I was just thinking of different things you could turn into mallets when I was talking about ghetto ringing it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I mean, sure, you could add spikes to it and make it an evening star, but that's so much work.
See, I
Totally
thought about
playing
this.
Mordhau in the Apocalypse.
Let's go full Sauron.
So anyway, I have this Zweihander just lying in my bedroom. Just, you know what? This is the time to use it.
You know, I've been thinking about this question because I asked this question a lot to most of my friends at work. All of them are like, oh, I just want a ninja sword. I'm like, you guys have been watching way too much Walking Dead. And they're like, okay, what would be your choice? I was like, give me a Rambo-style Bowie knife. Because the blade is big enough that you can jam it into a zombie's head. So it has enough reach for that. It's light enough that you can do all, you can carry it and all that. You can also use it for hunting and gutting animals if you want to do that. Because you're going to have some survival stuff which you'll have to do. And then the blade, the top bit of the blade is pointed. So it's good for cracking open tin cans as well and stuff like that. And on the back end is going to have like a serrated edge as well. So if you need to cut ropes or anything else like that. Or, you know, like in Rambo movie where he's in Afghanistan and he's basically using his massive Bowie knife to basically cut those barbed wires just to kind of crawl underneath to kind of infiltrate in. You can do that kind of stuff too. And if worst case scenario, you need to infiltrate into an enemy camp and stab them all to death so that way you can take their resources and survive, then you can do that too. Just saying. Yeah.
Wouldn't you be a little concerned that if a zombie did attack you, it would have to get too close to you before you can like take it out? Because like
it depends.
It's a rather large knife, that's for sure. But they still have to get like you have to get in really close range with it still, you know?
Yes, but at the same time, you don't want something too large and unwieldy that you can't use it up
exactly.
close.
That's true.
See, that's the argument I had with my friends because one of them was like, I want a two-handed sword. One of them said, I want a katana, this and that. Okay, I get it, but then you have to also consider that when you're swinging these weapons, you're also using up a lot of your stamina. Say, for example, you get attacked by multiple zombies. Yes, you might be good at cutting them all down, but then you're also burning through your stamina. And if you ever get to a point that you need to run, you know, there's that thing which you have to take into consideration too. Plus, you're not going to be running around and hunting deer with a katana, are you? Can you imagine people just decapitating deer with katanas?
You're not killing much with a katana, full stop. They're infamous for just bending as soon as they hit bone. Like the 1,000 folds on the steel. That's because the steel they're made from is really fucking
There was one other person at work who gave an answer which I really, really liked. She said cast iron skillet. She goes, you can give the enemy blunt force trauma and then you can also cook animals in it as well. I was like, that's not a bad choice.
I'll tell you why it's a fun answer because it's practical, but at the same time, the skillet won't hold up. It's not made for it. And the moment you hit, let's say 2 to 3 zombies, either the handle will break, it will start bending in the middle, or it will just, you know, I don't know, it's just not effective. But you can smack with it.
I think she just plays a lot of PUBG, you know. She's hoping to deflect bullets with that shit.
I mean, she wants to cosplay Samwise the Brave.
Well, that's always a good start. All right, on to question number 2. What would be your strategy for a zombie apocalypse, taking this theme one step further? Milo, what would be your strategy for a zombie apocalypse? How would you survive a zombie apocalypse?
I'm not gonna tell you my strategy so you can hunt me down as some kind of zombie Frozen. Get out of here. That's not secret.
I'm not gonna hunt you. If I ever did get turned into a zombie, I'd be too lazy to do that. I'll probably just die of starvation.
That's a good point. Just zombie plays on video games still. Oh, okay.
Exactly.
Guess I'll starve.
I'd probably be the zombie that's basically gonna be playing Fallout 76. So.
I thought you already were.
Shh, don't say that. Oh,
busted. No, you know in the first Dying Light game, they have the tower as like the main safe house thing.
Yes.
Probably, if possible, try to make a building similar to that, with like just this giant apartment complex with the first floor carved out, completely secured, and then go high up and maybe get a few parachutes just in case. Just gives you a lot of room to work with, right?
Yeah, I suppose. And it also gives you good clear lines of sight as well.
Exactly.
So that way, you know you're sitting at the top of this building. And if these zombies are anything like the zombies from World War Z, then you know you're fucked. At least you know which direction you're going to get fucked from. Because, you know, they'll just make a zombie mountain climbing all the way up.
Yeah, true.
So at least you can stare death in the face. And Caligon, what about you?
Well, I wouldn't have to go anywhere. I'd just stay home. We'd go raid. There's a pig farm just east of here. Raid there, get a bunch of pigs. There's a cow farm just northwest of here. Go and steal some cows from them.
Oh my
Got
God,
a
it's
skid
Herschel.
loader. We got some a
Bruh.
skid loader that we can load to the back of the truck to just basically hit as many animals as we can to get them back here. From our house, we have a solid 2.5 mile line of sight in any direction from the roof. So I feel pretty comfortable saying that if anything like was coming, we'd see it.
You're literally going to be living Herschel's life from season 2 of Walking Dead. I'm actually a little bit disappointed you didn't say that you were going to have like a massive arsenal of weapons, considering you're American, you know?
Well, he already has that
That's
in the
implied.
first place.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is implied. My bad. And I think the best thing about the whole thing will be he's just got a stockpile of M1 Garands as well. All of them just firing ping, ping, ping.
Damn it, I should have had it ready.
Actual World War II fucking Americans.
What about you, Onion?
Dude, with where I live, my strategy would be fucking dumb.
Well, shit.
Middle of a
Okay.
city. I'm fucked.
Oh my
Probably
God.
get out as fast as possible. Go out into the one of the national parks and camp out wild for as long as I can. Go into the smaller towns in the British countryside to scavenge for supplies and just keep moving. Because there's so many cities dotted around here with 600,000 plus people that they're just fucking death traps, and anything within a few 100 miles, depending on the zombie type, is going to be dangerous. So
Yeah.
provided you can get out, stay out. And there's plenty of small towns around the place, which at most will have a couple hundred zombies in the local area, rather than a few 100,000.
That is true.
That's a question.
Yeah.
Are we talking like, let's say, zombie bite kind of spreading? Are we talking like 1% of people are carriers kind of spreading, where you're just going to get killed, you're not going to get turned? Like, what are we talking about?
I didn't
That
think
changes
this
a lot.
All right, give me a scenario for both of them then, because I don't know.
Well, what type it is really determines like what I'm comfortable letting other people in with.
Right.
It's like if it's bites, we just strip them naked and search them and just
Yeah.
double check before we let them in. If it's like people might be carriers, or immune to it, or people could still get it, then fuck that, nobody's coming in.
Shoot them in the face and
We
ask
see you, you're
questions
dead.
later. Shoot them in the face and see if they turn.
Characters evolving, looking at the flowers, so just turn around for a moment.
I think I have a universal solution for regardless of what zombie type it is. And that is going to be, I'm just going to go to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for it all to blow over.
Sean!
I'm surprised one of you didn't make that quote already. Come on, man. It's such a good opportunity for that. Milo probably doesn't even know the movie.
I wouldn't go to the pub.
You know what
Besides,
movie it's
would they
from?
be like, yeah, Shaun of the Dead?
Okay, just
Yeah,
double
but
check.
Milo would never do that because he just drinks half pint.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Wah,
That is true.
wah,
And in,
wah.
in the time it takes him to drink half a pint, we're already down like 2.
Yeah, well, it's just a different culture, okay?
Yeah, it definitely is a different culture.
Don't look at me. Anyway,
I think when it comes to the zombie apocalypse, I guess, Onion, your answer would probably be the most closest for me to be related to, like I can relate to, considering we're both in the UK. Like I live in Leeds. Leeds is massive, and more than likely people living in the actual city center will end up turning and killing. So, and the area where I live are filled with a bunch of chavs. Not where I am specifically, but the area around it. Actually, maybe I might survive, you know. There's like a moat of chavs around where I live, so maybe the chavs will kind of ward off all of the zombies.
Leeds has a bit of a different situation there because you've actually got some tall buildings. You could do the dying light style base in the middle of a city.
I mean, I wouldn't even realize that the zombie apocalypse is happening as long as the internet is still running, you know? I'll just be playing Call of Duty or Warframe or... Never mind. I'll be playing Fallout 76.
I mean, most people would just fucking die before they had a chance. Let's be real.
most people will be too baffled to be like, yo, are you okay? And try to like check it out until it's too late. No one expects an actual zombie apocalypse, right?
I mean,
Bitten up.
did you know?
What?
Speaking about this, the whole zombie apocalypse thing, I was looking at movies that came out this year. Apparently, there is a movie about the COVID virus where instead of, people getting, the COVID virus and surviving, like as it being a form of flu or whatever it is, basically COVID turns people into zombies.
Of course.
And it's actually called Corona Zombies or something like that. It's so stupid.
I
No
like
way, I
to
gotta look
imagine
this up.
the filming, all the actors and everyone on set had to be at least 2 meters apart.
Yeah. It looked like a really, really weird thing. All right, on to the next question then. So if every time you snapped your fingers, you would be instantly transported to a random point in humanity's timeline, would you snap your fingers? And if so, how often would you snap them?
Well, so basically, just go until you're at the place where you're like, yeah, this is cool. I'll stay here for a little bit, and then you just go snap, 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 snap again. You know?
I know where Pop Slack will snap away to.
Oh no.
No.
I'm not gonna say it though.
I'm not gonna say it.
It literally just turns into a game of like RNG. So you just keep snapping until it's like decent. But let's be real, if you wanted to go somewhere, who actually goes to the past?
I'd rather
How
go to the
Disney
future.
did. Same. Thank
Mate,
you.
I can actually get shoes that tie up their own, you know, shoelaces. I can get a hoverboard.
Hold up.
I can, you know, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'll take that.
The thing with this is it depends. Do you know that it's going to happen for the first time that it? Because what if you are
Also-
just talking with someone and then you're just gone and you're like, what the fuck?
And then all you hear is dun 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 dun, dun in the background.
The second
But,
you work it out, you're just going to panic snap your fingers trying to get back home.
Is it also going to teleport you somewhere? Or are you just going to stand at one spot and just go through time?
Good question.
Because, you know, accidentally teleports into a nuke dropping into that spot.
Of course,
Like, let's say
of
you're
course the
in
American
Nevada
would make a
desert.
nuclear reference.
When I snap
Hey,
my
I'm just
fingers,
here in the Nevada desert, and I'm just gonna... Oh, shit.
I mean, let's be
Oh.
real. I'm gonna snap my fingers, and the next moment I'm standing in like a body of water. That just
In the
oh,
middle of the ocean.
all right.
Well, can you swim, Milo?
Yes, of course.
No,
He's
well,
Dutch. Of course he can swim.
yeah, I guess that is true.
Swim or
Oh.
die, boy.
All the Dutch basically have water babies anyway, so.
Whoa, dude, that's kind of deep. Just like the water.
I guess I'm the same as well. Although I would basically keep snapping until I'm in the future, because I would like my future to be cyberpunky, or basically have laser rifles.
Oh, dude, if you snap into a cyberpunk future, it's screwed. No, we're not gonna survive a day there. Let's be real.
What do you mean you won't survive it? Why? Of course he would survive. Why wouldn't you survive?
Everyone there is cybernetically enhanced. Everyone's like next level, and you're just there like, oh yeah, I'm just made of flesh. I'm just gonna stand here, know what the
Also-
fuck's going on.
You're going to look like an absolute fucking schizo in any timeline that's like more than 100 years apart from where you are with how language changes.
Oh yes.
It's gonna be like if I was just randomly talking ye old English to people, they'd be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this?"
Well,
Inscribitsville?
considering that most people on my stream can't tell what accent I have, you know, I guess I could fit in anywhere because they've called me basically from all over the world except England or India.
Mr. Worldwide.
Oh God, I'm just imagining Pitbull. Good God, why would you do that?
He'd fit in this voice chat.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to reply.
It took me a second, but yeah, I see what you mean. So, Milo, to honor your flaw, I decided to add this question
saw.
into the mix. For the
Oh,
people
just
listening,
discuss hypotheticals, guys.
so for the people listening, Milo is colorblind, so I figured I'd be nice and add a question that he can relate to. So if humans lost the ability to see all color except one, what color would you want to survive?
Gray.
Turn the entire life into golden retrievers for everyone.
Nah, if I
Green.
would have to choose,
Just green, just so Milo can't see him.
I'd say red.
Do you know what
Wait,
red looks like,
are we
Milo?
talking? Wait, I have to ask. Are we talking one of the primary colors, or
No, it's
Are we
any
talking-
color of your choice. If you
Yeah, but
choose a
if-
primary color, obviously it has a lot more range because it's a primary color. But
well, then just red?
and Galagon?
I don't know. I'm trying to think of like I originally was thinking primary colors and like everything that had shades of that would
Yeah.
look that too. But I don't know. A world with gray and like these tiny flecks of purple would actually be kind of bearable.
That's actually not a bad choice. I was thinking green, either green or, well, I like black as a color, but I'm not the edgy kind of person. I just like black. All right.
I want to live in a world.
Yeah. But that
You know
would
what
be
it's-
pointless because you wouldn't be able to tell anything apart because everything would be just black. And then you just hear that song by Pluto playing in the background. Everything black. That's all you be hearing.
Yeah, but wouldn't you, if you only saw one color and the rest would be like grayed out, wouldn't it be like Assassin's Creed's Eagle Vision? Or like you just see these randomly highlighted people
Yeah, basically.
every now and then?
Basically.
Bruh.
We take blue then, in all seriousness. If something was going to be highlighted like that, I'd want it to be the...
And you could be Mr. Blue Sky. Yeah, blue could be pretty good too. At least you know when it's daytime.
Well, not per se. You can kind of thing is you still won't see if it's dark, right? So if it's night, you still won't see anything.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Still a good point, though.
Another question for you guys. Every day, 12 items appear in your backyard. They are random, but they all start with a letter of your choosing. What letter do you choose?
Question.
Answer.
Every day, can you pick another letter? Or
Well-
is it like one letter permanently?
From what I understand, from where I got this question, apparently is just one letter permanently.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot harder, isn't it?
I mean, while you guys are thinking about it, I'll just dive in.
Yeah, go for it. G.
Get some gold back there. Get some grapes. All things can be bought with gold.
Mm.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll also get some shit. You'll also like maybe have a galleon drop in your backyard. You might have. Walk back there, do you see this gargoyle statue just doing the thinking pose?
Yeah, that is an actual concern. Just have actual galleons, saltsters and shit at you as well. Go full Age of Empires on that. I think for me, probably go W.
W?
Yeah, because that way at least there would be some women that drop too.
Oh my god.
Are you call women items?
Uh-oh. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Letter-wise, probably... Yeah, I'm going to stick with W. Because then I can do whiskey as well.
Don't you fucking say it, Milo. I know what you're thinking.
No, you don't.
Oh, no.
What letter did I have in my head then? I was thinking a funny letter. I was thinking for the letter P, but if I'd have to give a legitimate answer, probably C.
You're thinking of cats, aren't you?
Cats are an item.
As well. They're not.
Well, maybe they are an item because they're dead and they've been stuffed and turned into taxidermy things.
Taxidermied.
Yeah.
No, don't start with a T. God.
Joe's taxidermy. You snuff them, we stuff them.
No, I
Oh,
can
God.
literally look, listen to me, right? I can literally spawn like computers in my and computer parts in my backyard the entire day. I just continue selling them. I can become a one-man retail company for free, right? It's like, oh wow, I sure want a computer. It's like, bam, computer, right? It's me.
I'm just trying to think of what
No.
other C stuff would screw you over.
Cornflakes, cats. Wait, you already said that.
I did.
Carts, catapults,
Carts.
inferior
Catapult.
siege.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I can literally
My
say the
neighbor's
word.
annoying me. Let me just fire this catapult at him real quick. Onion, what are you going to choose as a letter?
I'm going to go with M. Lots of things start with M, including money.
Me.
Yeah, that's not a bad choice.
Yes, macadamia nuts.
Wait, if you say me, could you just clone yourself? Or would it teleport you to your own
Milo,
backyard?
I already deal with
It's
one of you and
random.
that's too much. I don't want more of you, you know, so I'm good.
He just has a Maserati appear in his backyard.
The only problem is there's a very, very small chance that Mars will just break the entire planet.
Ah, yes.
But hey, I'd be dead before I had time to register it, so that's not my problem anymore.
All right.
You'd also have tons of moccasins.
I'll just have like a bunch of meerkats. Just have a bunch of meerkats in his backyard. Or Muppets. Just an army of Muppets. We'll move on to the next one. If people were required to post the bad as well as the good stuff that happened to them on social media, would social media platforms be more or less popular than they are right now?
So, for example, Twitter would be way worse, because half your timeline would be, oh man, I just took a horrendous shit.
I guess it depends though. Like there's one guy who already does that, and he gets mostly positive reviews. Like I'm not even joking. Like he's a
I
streamer.
honestly don't think it would change.
He's a streamer who actually does that. He goes, I'm going for a shit. I'm going for a poop. It was a big poop. This hurt me. And the other one was corny. I'm like, bro, you don't need to post that 4 o'clock in the morning. That's not the first thing I want to see. But, you know, he gets a lot of people liking that kind of stuff. So, you know, Plus, we
I
don't
mean-
kink shame Milo.
It depends on what media platform it is, because I'm assuming we're not going to just add everybody to every social media, because some of them would be fine with it, like Reddit won't change.
Yes, it will.
Reddit will still be Reddit. Facebook will be mega depressing because all the old people using it will be talking about people who died.
Yep.
Like
Or they'll be like,
Twitter,
I'm turning 97 now.
I
Not
feel
long
so
to go.
old. No.
and then Twitter's just gonna like either absolutely explode into bullshit because of the amount of bots on it, or like, I have no idea.
So I don't think Twitter would change that much. It's an absolute fucking cesspool.
Yeah,
There are already
it really
people
is.
who just they're like, oh, my life sucks. Oh, everything's terrible.
I guess this question depends on who you ask it, because if I ask this question to Sempe, he goes, I already do that. I guess it would definitely change social media a little bit in terms of how people use it, because then people will be less, I guess, looking to post stuff, because that means if they have to post the negative stuff that happened to them that particular day, like if it's like a compulsion that whatever you post the good stuff and then also the negative stuff comes like, you know, as part and parcel, then people will be a little bit more, I guess, restricted on what they post. There would be some people who would wallow in it.
It would murder Instagram.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Instagram
All
and
influencers would
Snapchat would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Instagram and Snapchat would be the ones that would change the most.
All I can think of is that particular scene from Family Guy where Stewie goes, I am so alone. That's all it's gonna be with Instagram dying. It's kind of crazy though, like if you think about it, Instagram is such a big thing, but a lot of it is, obviously a lot of it is fake as well, and like edited and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as you start removing those layers from it, and if you add this kind of clause to it, like it would change the game so much for it. I guess Onion is correct in the sense that Twitter wouldn't really change, it'd still be just the same cup of depresso that it already is.
It would just be not so much of a one-sided account, because it tends to be it's one way or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know. It probably dropped the popularity of it. I think people like the extreme.
Actually, you know what? That's a good point. You mentioned extremes. I don't think it would actually drop the popularity of it. Now that I'm thinking back to some of the things that happened recently, which in like the streamerverse and everything else, people love drama. People love reading about other people's problems and then taking the piss out of that. So in a situation like that, I can imagine like if, say, for example, X streamer says, oh, this person, you know, is a hater. He talks about, you know, things about my back, or he just makes some stories and just says, you know, whatever happens. Other people are gonna lap that shit up. One of my mom's Indian soaps, because they'll be like, oh, this is entertaining, let me get the popcorn kind of thing. People love that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So I guess depending on what platform you're looking at, some platforms might actually thrive, even though it would be a lot more toxic, but it would actually thrive because those kind of people would thrive because of it.
I feel like there's a lot less of those people than the people who, or at least I'm stuck on Instagram now. So like, if we're talking about that kind of content thriving, like as a platform, Instagram is the most superficial social network out there.
Yeah.
Like people don't let anyone see what's really going on. It's just here. It's either spice or whatever, like filtered pictures all over the place. Nobody gets to see the real life.
Good lighting, good posing. Makes a world of difference. And you know, you're actively encouraged on that platform to post the cool, exciting moments of your life, sort of like a highlight reel. Here's this nice place I went on holiday on.
That's funny you mentioned that.
Great.
Did you ever see that post about there's this influencer that basically got caught out? She was posting pictures of all these places that she supposedly went on holiday, but it was basically pictures that her friends went on, and she heavily edited out all of her friends, added herself into those pictures and said, oh, look at me, I'm in Bora Bora, look at me, I'm in Hawaii, look at me, I'm here and this and that. And she was making bank from all of those pictures, man, and then she got caught out because this one person saw the picture, noticed how she had edited one of the pictures really badly, and then he started looking at all of her other pictures and started realizing they were all edited, and yeah, that was the end of her channel. I don't remember her name, but that was kind of funny.
No, I recall that one.
Kind of crazy what people will do these days. But that's the thing though, like, you know, those kind of platforms just offer so much. Like if you have the right sort of influence, even if you are telling what some people would consider a white lie, even though it is basically straight up just lying, they'll be like, yeah, it's fine, you're just stretching the truth a little bit, you can just do what you're doing and just make us a lot of money. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. And this is something which I am heavily biased towards for good reason, which I'm sure you guys already know. What movie-worthy heist would you pull if you knew in the end you could get away with it? I'm just going to go out with it, and I'm just going to say it. Ocean's 13.
Bruh.
I'm so surprised.
Honestly, not surprised though.
All right, so hear me out. Die Hard 3.
You know what? That's not actually a bad one because that was actually a really, really well planned and orchestrated heist. If it wasn't for a angry
Yeah,
ball
all
man
that
with a
gold.
gun.
Yeah. With the ultimate plot armor.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get away with it.
That's true, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm thinking Inside Man. That'd be fun, dude. Just mess with the cops.
Blue streak.
I know. Snatch. The 4 Jews. The guys who dressed up as the 4 Jews in the movie Snatch. I'll do that one. Because they fuck it up and they still get away with it. That would be so amazing. Dude, that movie was so good. I love Snatch.
Now hear me out. Steal the Declaration of Independence.
Is that the Nicolas
There's
Cage
one-
movie?
Yes, one for the meme,
National
and 2
treasure.
because if I actually got it, I'd get paid.
That is true.
It would be fucking hilarious.
That is actually very, very true. Yes.
Also, I'm British. We have a
Or
habit
killed.
of stealing national treasures.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Mm,
No, that was given willing.
Frozen
no,
was?
no
No,
bad
not
season.
me. We're talking about the Kohinoor Diamond. If your life was ever made into a movie, which actor would you have play your role? Oh my god, this is a hard question for me.
I have no idea.
Oh, this is a very hard question to answer, man.
The thing is, would it be a comedy movie or just like some fucking tragedy? Or what's the theme of the movie here?
Milo, you'd just be your character,
Reality.
your actor would just be Matthew Perry.
No, actually, I'm not even against that. That'd be okay.
Yeah,
I'm
telling
voting
you,
Paul Rudd.
Matthew Perry
I'm voting
would
Paul
work.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah, Paul Rudd could work for you as well. Hey, look at us.
What?
Have you not seen his episode of Hot Ones where he's eating those chili, those spicy wings?
Yeah.
He did Hot Ones.
Yeah, you gotta watch that episode. It's really good.
Oh, I gotta go watch that then.
There's
Oh,
a whole
now.
meme behind it as well. It's just of him going, "Hey, look at us." And Callaghan, I'd assume you'd probably go with Bruce Willis after he lost his hair.
I was going to suggest young Sam Jackson for him.
Yeah.
Jeff Cole.
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, honestly, those are options. There's a lot of ways it could go. Like, it could be a completely serious actor. It could be like something hybrid with like Bruce Willis or Sam Jackson. It could be like Josh Gad.
I legit can't think of anyone for me.
William Dafoe.
I'm not mental.
Wow.
I got the perfect character for John though. I got 2 characters for him. It's a shame he's not
Danny
here.
DeVito.
Yes! That's what I was gonna say! Danny DeVito or Warwick Davis.
Oh my god!
You could have the great Carly since he's the only person with hands the same size as
Andre the Giant.
I'm glad you came back. Now I don't have to stab you. I gotta watch that movie again. I think I've seen Longest Yard so many times. The only other movie which I've seen more than that is probably Ocean's 13.
How many times have you watched Ocean's 13?
Oh, I think I'm pretty close to 150 times I've seen that movie.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's totally normal. Yeah,
Dude, I love that movie. I'm obsessed with it. I never get bored of watching it. I never get bored of watching it.
okay. You do you. I'm not judging.
I'm
Out
sure
loud.
there is a movie that you guys like watching, which you've seen multiple times, that you don't get bored of watching, like Lord of the Rings.
No.
Speaking of which, are you guys going to be joining for the 12-hour session tonight?
Honestly, no. I have work tomorrow, so
Just say you got the COVID and just bail for like a week, and then say you recovered. Sorted. Actually, from Milo, it'll probably be the evil orc themes. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I can't think of a character for myself, really. So Milo
Yeah,
can just be Matthew Perry or, you know, whatever else.
either one.
Good onion.
Jason Greenspan.
Jason Statham, exactly. I knew it.
Greenspan. I don't talk like this.
Yeah. Who is loud in the industry? I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, who's a loud actor in the industry that could play my role that wouldn't strain their voice whenever they talk?
The drill sergeant from
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx. Hmm.
Actually, Jamie Foxx could work, but he's more like
Yeah.
a cool guy than loud guy. So
Loud. Cool guys can be loud too. Shut up. Don't
So-
take this away from me.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Actually, no, I've got it.
Go
Billy
on.
Mays.
Yes, Billy Mays. Oh my God,
Or the flex tape guy.
Billy Mays here with another fantastic product. Alternatively, I know who it could be. Have you guys ever seen Horrible Bosses?
I've heard of it.
Is I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the name of the voice actor, but or the actor in general. There's this one particular scene in Horrible Bosses where they're in a car, and as they're driving, they basically call roadside assistance or something or the other like that, because apparently they had an accident, right? Or they were trying to find an Applebee's or something like that, and they called roadside assistance, and there was this Indian guy who answered the phone as well. And is like, what's your name? He goes, my name is Gregory. And he goes, I don't want your American name, I want your Indian name. He goes, it's Atmanand. And the white guys couldn't pronounce it. That actor, I don't remember his name. That'd be my actor, I think.
Hear me out, Frozen. Also Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I could do it, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that's possible.
I might have just mind Adam Sandler.
Wow.
What's wrong with Adam Sandler?
Nothing. I actually like Adam Sandler.
Have you not seen Uncut Gems, dude? God.
Actually, no. I still haven't seen that movie. I need to watch that.
Even I saw that one. That was pretty good. Highly recommended.
Yeah. I want to watch Extraction because it's got Indian people in it. It's supposed to be a really good movie. What are you laughing at?
Yeah, totally not playing favorites, so whatever.
Yeah, man. I got to support my people.
Yeah, bruv.
All right. Okay. So you have a superpower that you can give phobias to people. What fun and interesting things would you make people afraid of? I would make all British people be afraid of kettles.
You bastard. You actual
Finally.
Kettles
We've
for the
sabotaged
Brits and hamburgers for the Americans. And for Milo, water.
Oh no, not water. Oh.
Make Americans afraid of all.
Make Americans
afraid of oil.
Make all men scared of dark bed sheets.
Oh no, no. Milo already has a phobia of colors anyway, so.
Yeah, true.
I think
Okay,
I'd make
for-
people afraid of aluminium cans just to fuck with people.
Oh my
Just
god.
out of the blue, people suddenly are terrified in every shop they go to.
Oh my god.
How to destroy the whole industry.
I'd make people scared of curbs and sidewalks. Just to fuck with them.
No one can leave the house.
Everyone just tries to leap over to the streets and go walk on the asphalt.
Just get hit by cars.
Yo man, you okay? I've been stuck here for 5 hours. I can't get over the curb. To be fair, I think it'd be hilarious to make people afraid of birds. That'd be the funniest shit.
I think that's already a thing, and it's quite funny when you see it from afar. When you see people proper spaz out when they look at a bird and they look like someone just killed them. You know, I'd make my nephew afraid of chickens because he got chased by one when he was 5 years old.
I'm not laughing.
Wouldn't it be already?
Well, he was 5, so being chased by an angry chicken at the time is just like a thing that happened when he was very, very young. But I'd make him scared of him at all, so he wouldn't be able to eat KFC either. Can you imagine that? Like he's taking, he goes to KFC, buys food and everything else. He's about to take a bite. I snap my fingers. He's scared of chickens, and he's like, oh, and just drops it on the floor.
Make people afraid of fruits. If you make people afraid of fruits, they can't eat fruits, and nothing like not a single product that's even like the icon or the picture of fruit on there, because it will just trigger this inner fear. Like any drink with like, oh, this is strawberry flavored, it's just instantly.
Apple
Yeah.
and suicide watch.
No more iPhones, yay!
Make people afraid of computer games. Thought it would be such a boring life.
There's already people afraid of computer games.
Yeah, they're called boomers.
Fact. Moving on.
Moving on, indeed. So this is a question that I've asked a lot of people at work, and I've asked a lot of people on stream and the previous guests as well. If you could choose one superpower to live with the rest of your life, what would you choose and why?
Easy. Invisibility or telepathy. Because it will be so easy to mess with people.
I will repeat the question. If you could choose one superpower to live with for the rest of the time, what would you choose and why? One superpower.
Easy choice, A or B.
He said, or.
I said or.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one absolutely,
Yeah, pick one absolute.
telepathy. Being able to read people's minds will be the best thing you ever do.
See, I want mind control.
Mind control? Why, man? It's whack.
Because if I can control people's minds, I can force them to give me the last of their paycheck if I'm running out of money, and I can buy myself a KFC if I need to. Or I could ask someone to just, you know, who's working outside to come to my house, pull a beer out of my fridge and come up 2 flights of stairs and give it to me. Or, you know, win the lottery by, you know, telling the person who actually win it to give me their winning ticket. Maybe I could use it for good purposes, like bring all the bright minds together in the world to find a solution for the energy crisis, or figure out space travel with hyperspace travel rather, and then I'd monetize it all.
Of course you would. I expected this, and I am not surprised.
Hey, I use my superpower for good. You think I shouldn't get paid for it?
Look, money isn't inherently good.
It is for me. It solves a lot of problems.
I mean, mind control is kind of just telepathy 2.0.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's the better version. Milo's got the fucking beta version, and I've got the evolved one.
Nah, man, it's weak if you need to mind control people with your power. The manipulation should be coming from you. That's how you know that you're actually competent at it. I was just be like, oh, do this, and they were like, oh yeah, I'll go do this right now. That
takes a lot of effort. I don't want to do that. I just want the product. You know what I mean? I don't want the labor pains. I want the baby, so to speak.
I want it all. I want it now.
Blasting Queen from the radio station.
So, Onion, what do you pick?
I'd probably go with absolute control over biology, sort of like cell manipulation.
That's pretty sick.
I could use it for very mundane things, like stopping myself being ill when I get like cold or something.
Yeah.
You know, fix minor flaws with the fucking teeth, that sort of thing. You know, never have to work out a day of your life. You could just be in whatever shape you need to be. You know,
yeah,
your mates are like, oh yeah, I'm faster than you, and suddenly you've got the body of an Olympic sprinter. And then you could also use it to not only extend your own life indefinitely through just stopping the process of aging, but you could do it to other people that you care about. So it's like immortality without the downsides of watching everybody you love die. If it's in a world where other people have powers, as long as they don't outright kill you, you can heal yourself in sort of regeneration-esque style.
So yeah, basically, it's kind of like Wolverine.
Without the slicing superpowers.
What I meant the rapid healing factor part of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, actually, that's a better comparison, yeah.
You know, if somebody attacked me, I could just lock up their joints.
Or just turn off their power.
That is evil.
Halt their diaphragm being able to move, and they just suffocate. You know, there's offensive uses to it as well. But if you're in a world with nobody else having superpowers, then you've still got benefits to it as well.
Yeah, I think if I was going to use that particular power in an offensive manner, if anyone was attacking me, I'd just give them the trots. Can you imagine someone trying to get ready to shoot you and then he just shits himself? You know what I mean? It's embarrassing for them. I can record it, put it on YouTube, and, you know, make money off that as well. And they won't live down the shame.
Is it always about money? Like the final
I'm just thinking about the utility of it overall.
Motive equals money.
I'm just thinking about the utility of it, that's all. What? I do all this service to humanity and I shouldn't get paid for it?
No. Do you see that?
Hey, I can use my power for good. I just choose not to.
That's even worse.
What about you, Caligon?
No, I'm totally going for the Galaxy Brain option.
You're gonna go for Mega Mind?
Yeah, dude. And Matrosity.
So what would he actually do with that, though?
I mean, there's a couple ways to go with it. We could come up with a way for just eternal youth. We could come up with, let's go synthetic. Let's go with the blue Mass Effect ending.
Oh, boy.
It's that kind of stuff. There's living out the personal fantasy of being Iron Man, because we all know who the better billionaire super genius hero is in comics.
I mean, he has the flair for it, but I like Batman still. That's because I'm biased towards DC.
Yep.
No, man. Iron Man. Yeah. No? Just me?
Yeah, just you.
I mean, there's also, you know, being Galaxy Brain, totally not making time machine.
Oh, you're a villain, all right.
That's true.
It's not a super one.
Presentation.
I just thought of another use of mind control. I'd use it on people like Pops. Make them do stupid shit, record them and put it on YouTube. And then make money off of it.
You don't need mind control to have them do stupid shit.
That is
He's
true.
the right place.
That is very, very true.
Just put a drone next to him and eventually it'll catch something.
It'll be like the Truman Show, but it'll be the Pops Back Show.
I might
So much better.
actually watch.
Yeah, I would watch that. You know what? If there was a reality TV following Pops for 24 hours of the day, I would 100% watch that. Considering all the stupid shit he does on voice already and in game, I would love to see what kind of stupid shit he would get on in real life as well.
Then there's the weird wholesome shit like his cats.
That's beautiful. Like this man, it was like we're playing really late. I figured like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, something like that. And this guy just like, hey, Molly, you want to see something funny? And he's just like, check this. And, it turns on his webcam, and he just walks through his window. He just looks at the camera like, okay, this it. Here it comes, right? Like super hyped up, like super excited. Yeah. And he just goes a couple of times, clicks his finger, and then just like standing with the ta-da pose for a few seconds. Nothing happens, and then just 2 cats jump into the room like. They were chilling in his garden. It was the best magic trick I've ever seen today. Gorgeous.
I would love to see that as well, like happen on reality TV. That'd be great.
Actual magic.
All right, so this is a question, you know, kind of focused towards you three, since I know you're all massive Star Wars fans, and how much you love the new series. Yeah,
this is Anka's official answer.
Yes, this is his official answer for anything Jedi related.
Like, would you still become a Jedi? Fucking just keeps playing.
Since you guys are massive Star Wars fans, I figured I'd cater towards you as well. You know, pandering and all that. Mm-hmm. If Jedi were real, but you had to give up all of your possessions and never have a romantic relationship, would you still choose to become a Jedi?
Here's the thing, you're assuming I have a romantic relationship to give up.
Oh, that's depressing.
So the answer, would you still become a Jedi? Yes. Easy. Sure.
Dude, you become simp-proof.
Oh my god. That is very true. 100% simp-proof. Good God.
And Caligon 2020.
If he breathes, he's a simp.
Oh man, our king.
Oh my God.
You know, I asked this question to one of my friends at work, and his response was, yeah, I would 100% become a Jedi. I only need my wife for my kids. That's all, really. And I was like, bro, you can't say that. I only needed my wife just to have the kids that we do. I'm good now. I was like, bro, you can't say that out loud. We work with a lot of women. You know, you're going to get mobbed.
It sounds like Sinister in 5 years.
Bro, I know, it does.
Bruh, a small price to pay.
I guess we haven't got Milo's answer. And Caligon, Onion, will you choose to still become Jedi?
So, do I get to keep the powers regardless, or a condition for the powers?
Well, you'd only become a Jedi and keep the powers if you give up all of your possessions and never have a romantic relationship ever again.
Fuck that. My individual freedom's too much to ever live like a Jedi.
Yeah.
I just clash heads the whole time and get myself kicked out. And then fucking hunted down.
Well, you can always then join the Sith, right? All good.
I mean, if Sith are an option, yeah.
I'm
all the
curious,
freedom, dude.
Milo. If you ever became a Jedi, would your lightsaber just be gray?
I mean, that would imply I'm I'm not really a Jedi, but I mean, no.
No, it'd be white.
I'd probably go for green. How ironic as it is.
Can you imagine that if Milo was like a Sith and he showed up with a green lightsaber?
Oh, no, if I was a Sith, I'd somehow try to get an orange lightsaber.
How would you tell if it was orange?
Because I'm not a golden retriever. I can still see some color. Ye twat.
He tries to get a purple lightsaber and turns it to fucking red.
Okay, you know what? Since you're here, you might as well tell us that story, Milo, about when you were a DM for D&D and you tried making a color puzzle. So please explain to the class what exactly was your thought process behind it and what exactly happened.
Okay, little story time. So I did a little one shot for these guys. And I thought, you know what? I'll make it so that the first floor of the dungeon, you can kind of, when you're like 70% through it, 60%, if they can solve this puzzle by getting either the key or by either guessing the code now or getting the code later at the end of the first floor, they can surpass this. And it was supposed to be color puzzle with a tiny little simple mechanic to trick parties using only dark vision. Because in dark vision, you can only see gray colors. You don't see any color. It's just gray. But when I made the actual like visual for the puzzle, I made it, what colors did it was supposed to be red, green, yellow, blue. And I think I picked what? Like,
You had
Pink.
a pink, a purple, and a bright neon green.
Yep.
yeah, it's not big.
So 3 out
So
of 4
I-
colors didn't match.
I was the first person to say something about this stupid puzzle. I walk. My character walks up to it. I go, "Oh, well, I touched the purple one." He's like, "Which one?"
Purple? Got straight up confused, dude. I was like, what the fuck? Purple? I didn't include purple? What? Because they were all supposed to be elements, right? Like the red one uses fire, blue is lightning, yellow was acid, and I think green was poison, something like that. So I was super confused. I had no idea. And in the end, how they solved it was not by completing the first floor of the dungeon. They literally put Pubspec, the tank of the party, and it just started hard pressing all the buttons until it like succeeded. It just kept healing.
Yep.
It's like hard coding the
Got
lock.
absolutely more.
If it works.
It works. Yeah,
King Todd Howard.
It just works.
it just works. You know what? You know what doesn't just work? My eyeballs. They just don't work.
That was funny the first time. I think it was ASD who told me about it the first time. Actually, no, I think it was Ani and you the first time who, you mentioned it to me, and I could not stop laughing at that. I was like, really? You made a color puzzle? Fuck's sake. Oh,
It's a
that's
good idea
amazing.
at first.
Anyway, let's jump back to the last few questions that we got left. If you could accomplish simple tasks while asleep and still get a good night's sleep, what would you want your body to do while you were sleeping?
If I'm still getting the physical rest as well as the sleep,
Yep.
I'd work out whilst asleep, because that way it's just, you cut that out of your routine completely. You stay in great shape and are super healthy, and you recover faster than is humanly possible.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that is a very good choice.
That's a really good answer. I was gonna say something stupid like play games
chicken?
like I ride out the XP for like Battle Pass.
Oh yeah. Just farm up every single game's battle pass while you're
Exactly.
asleep. Get 100 in every single season of every single game. What a good
How
use
do
of
they
your
do it?
time.
Dude, all cleaning, all dishes.
That is such...
Like, working out's a good one, too. You might just, steal that and throw that in there, because we can put a lot of tasks in however
Yeah,
long
that's
you sleep.
true.
Unless you're sleeping for like 4 hours. Like, any gardening that needs to be done, that's simple as shit. Fuck, simple music exercises, that's easy.
Yeah, I was gonna go with cleaning, like house cleanliness and personal cleanliness, I suppose, as well, like sort of grooming myself or having a shower and all that sort of shit as well. Just do it while I was asleep. Can you imagine that though? You're half asleep and then you go for a shower and the water hits your face and you wake up and you're like, what the fuck? Just clutching a bar of soap naked with your body all lathered up and you're like, what the hell's going on here? Okay, so I asked this question to some people at work today and they gave me some very, very depressing answers and very, very dull answers. If you were given £1 million on the condition that you die in 14 days from receiving the money, what would you do with your time and money? And Callaghan, you can start this one.
Okay, well, first step, let's see, this is £1 million. Okay. So I pay
Just
off...
double your currency.
1.2.
Yeah.
It's like
1.2.
1.2.
Yeah.
I pay off all my debt so that when I die in 14 days, I don't leave anything for anybody else to deal with. Although my life insurance policy would do that anyways. So
Yeah.
I'd still probably pay off my debt. That way my life insurance policy would just go to family and I wouldn't have to worry about that. Wouldn't have to leave any of this extra money around after I die anyways. One, I would go to New Zealand.
Is it
Two,
because they shot Lord of the Rings there?
I would go to Sunday Hill, which is where Edoras is. It's an actual rock that they built Edoras on top of. Like,
Really?
the whole city was actually a real set on top
Wow.
of this little thing.
Dude, that'd actually be pretty sick to see.
So like just going there, like they tore down the whole cities after production, sadly. But
Yeah, of course.
going and just being there and looking around, that'd be awesome. For one. Two, try every single illicit substance under the sun. So every single drug.
I think if you did that, you'd be dead before 14 days, mate. I'm just saying.
I got 14 days to try. Well, including New Zealand, we say 11 days. 1 day to sort out debt, 2 days to go to New Zealand and get to Sundale, and then like we got some time. Besides that, I don't know. Maybe find some long stretch of road in Nevada and buy some obnoxious sports car and just enjoy that moment.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Milo?
I don't know. I think I just buy like a bunch of expensive gifts for people. Like, oh, here, you have like this, you have this, you have this, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, this spends the wealth, and then for the rest of my probably week and a half left after that, I don't know, like go to town, get like some really, really high-end PC, play a little bit on that, because I'm like that boring of a person. And then just, I don't know, stash it away for my family later or something. Like, you don't need to necessarily spend it all. You just throw in like an account of sorts. And the thing is, I was considering you can donate it to a charity, but at the same time, not really, because for me, there's no better charity than my own family's future. Especially my brother, who is special, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, he can't really make that much money. So if I can make like a special account for him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he'd be set. At least he won't have any hardships to do.
Well, he can actually have a normal life if the money is available.
Yeah,
given like he gets this much from the account every month, and not like, oh yeah, here's full access to the whole thing. Because if that happens, it's gone for like 2 months, dude. But I think that would be the best way to do it.
That's not bad. That's actually much better than what I had in mind for my money choices, but I'll get back to that later. Onion, what would you be doing?
Use some of it, fly out and see my dad and sisters one last time. Then probably visit a couple places in Europe I haven't had a chance to see yet. Amsterdam, because been in the airport like 25 times now and never fucking seen the city, so that's been bugging me. And then take 100,000, probably less, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas until I die.
Yeah.
Just an absolute
bad choices.
fuck ton of drugs.
Yeah.
My man.
For me, it's a bunch of different things. Like, I saw this video on YouTube, I think like a year or so back, and it was this basic, I don't even know where it came up from, but you know how YouTube algorithm is, it just sends you random recommendations. And it gave me this recommendation for some young guy who was on one of Etihad's most expensive flights. And it's literally just a fucking massive luxury hotel on a plane. It had a jacuzzi, it had a shower, it had like a bar, it had all that kind of stuff, like a full-on bed. And apparently that flight cost 25,000 US dollars, like for one person. I'd definitely get that just to travel to somewhere like Bora Bora or maybe Hawaii as well, or something else, just to kind of spend time in one of those places and just kind of relax and enjoy the scenery and everything else that goes with it. Probably end up using a good chunk of that money to, like, probably say 100,000 or something like that, and donate it to a charity that looks after dogs. Probably golden retrievers or huskies or something like that. But that's just because I'm biased towards dogs anyway. And then when I die, I will basically, so in my religion and everything else, we get cremated. We don't get buried. So I would basically take all the money out of the bank and put all of them in the box with me, and have my family and friends watch as I, go through the thing. And on the side of the box, I'll just have like a giant middle finger. But here's the actual, twist. Depending on who swears or gets mad at me or hates me or doesn't even show up, they get nothing. The box is actually filled with just pieces of paper. It's empty. The actual money is in a secure offshore account, which can be, tracked by the government or any of that kind of shit. And anyone who's basically selfless, they'll get a portion of the money, just to kind of weed out all of the undesirables, so to speak. And at least that way they'd all be set with the money.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if I had 14 days, I did consider at one point buying like a top-end computer gaming rig, but then I thought to myself, I wouldn't want to sit at home for 14 days. Going back to what Ancalagon and Onion have said, I definitely would probably try all of them as well. All substances, just to see what happens here. What happens if I do this? Probably pills, though. Nothing injecting, though. I don't think I could do that. I don't like needles.
Oh, yeah, you can skip injections. You can get the same stuff without it.
Yeah, most things that are injected can be smoked.
Milo, that image is actually what I was thinking of when I was talking about the whole funeral thing. It's not about the money. It's about sending a message.
Sending a message.
This city deserves a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to them.
See, when I told my friends that, they were like, "Oh my God, you're evil, this and that." I was like, "You didn't hear the full thing. I was just trying to weed out the undesirables in my family. You know, I give it to the people who actually deserve it." Sort of, kind of like the plot to the movie 7 Pounds, where Will Smith, you know, kills himself and then donates his organs to people who he thinks is actually worthy of receiving them. On to something a little bit more positive, I suppose. Actually, no, this is not positive. Never mind.
No, I was gonna say.
Okay. This is definitely not a positive question, but it's, I guess not important either, but it's just a question to think about. If you could fix the world's food and energy crisis, but it meant executing an innocent child, would you do it?
Yes.
Call me Master Skywalker.
Man did not even fucking doubt it. He's just like, yes, let me do
A small
it.
price to pay for salvation. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
What is
saying
but
as
one
well.
life for trillions of others?
Call me
Not
Master
only-
Skywalker.
Not only that, but it literally saves like a lot of the future problems for our for our human race. So
Yeah.
yes, I would. You know that picture where it's like, would you kick this puppy for $100,000?
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
I would fucking smash that little shit. Do you
I
hear
fucking
me?
yeet that puppy and then spend £2,000 giving it surgery to restore its health, but use the rest of the money on myself.
Exactly.
I'd definitely do it. The funny thing is, I asked one of my friends and she goes, "No, I can't do it. I'm a mother. I couldn't kill a child." And then I asked my other friend Sam this question. He goes, "Yeah, fuck yeah, I'll do it. Give me I'll even make front row seats. I'll make a fucking projection so the world can see what happens. I'll carve him up like a Thanksgiving turkey if it means that we get extra bonuses for it." I'm like, this isn't a game. This isn't a speech check in Fallout. Like, you don't need 10 charisma for this. Like, what are you doing?
Isn't that cooking?
I don't know. If going, I couldn't do that, I'm a mother, would you kill another child to keep your child alive? I think that you've got your answer there.
Yeah.
I think in her mind, she's just thinking about all the kids, you know, holding hands and singing Kumbaya. I'm like, that's not how the world works, though. Especially, like, if you've got motherly instincts, you would do anything to save your child. If it means gutting someone else's kid like a fish, then yeah, you'd do that too.
I mean,
What?
put in the situation, I don't think it's an easy choice, but
Oh yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
you do it.
Can I just say that you wrote that the question says executing an innocent child, not gutting them like a fish. Big difference. Very big difference.
Milo, would you gut a child like a fish?
For?
For a Klondike bar.
What would you do for a Klondike bar? I'm gonna say no.
Hey, it depends. How big is the Klondike bar?
Even
There's
then,
too
no.
many of them.
What are you gonna
If
do?
it's like that 5 kilo Toblerone, then yeah, maybe I might consider it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. FBI, I'm good. I'm kidding.
This is a joke. I was joking.
This is
Legal
a big
purposes,
joke.
it was a satire. Do not take this serious.
You know the disclaimer I made? Can you just put that in the description?
You know what? I think I probably will have to put a disclaimer for this
Yeah, it's a good point.
because
Very
people
good
are used to me being nice and polite and talking about and asking other people interview style questions and everything else. And this is completely different than what they would normally expect. So
We bring out the worst in you, and that's a good thing about us.
It's the
yeah,
best.
yeah. This is by the way, this is how the streams usually go. So if you like this, make sure you tune in and use your Twitch Prime sub. Just saying.
Gotta plug that money.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm on Twitch.tv/Frozenballz.
COVID's
And
rough
it's
on my
your-
bank balance, man. Saw it out.
God damn.
All right. So next question: if you could be an NPC in any video game, what game would you reside in?
That's difficult, dude.
That is a very difficult question. I struggle to think about this.
I just
I
tried to
think-
think about a game where you'd have the most fun, but that's like,
So I would have two answers. One, I would go with, I think it would be very fun to be an NPC in like Knights of the Old Republic. That'd be fun. It's Star Wars and it's cool and it's a good game and it's funny. Or a game with a lot of cutscenes so you can boost your own ego.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, like
I would
Division
be.
2 or something.
Yeah, yeah. I would be an NPC in Launch Day Fallout 76 because I'd be the only person there. I'd be the unique one there. I'd be more unique than the players playing the game. I would have more value than the company, the game, and the players all combined. I will be unto a god. What about you, Onion?
I'm trying to think of a game that I've played which wouldn't involve me dying horrifically.
Definitely don't choose GTA in that case.
Well, in
mean-
GTA you can get run over. Getting shot.
That's what I'm saying. Don't
Heli
choose
crash.
GTA.
Yeah, it's a bit of,
I mean, you gotta what Milo said. He said Knights of the Old Republic. What if you're on Terrace? You're just gonna get.
just don't be on terrorist. Lol. It's a good point actually, but still.
I think if I had to choose an NPC realistically, I'd probably choose a psycho from Borderlands. Just because of
That's
all
the
the
worst.
stupid shit they go up with, man.
Yeah, but you die so quick. It's like
Well,
you'll be used like a throwaway gag. It's like, oh, it's a psycho with a funny name. Oh, he's dead. Ooh, funny joke. Funny.
that's true. All right, let's see. What else?
Metro would be cool.
Terrifying.
Metro, yeah.
Yeah. I
That'd be
don't want to live
terrifying.
in the Russian subway system with horrific monsters trying to get
Yeah.
in and fucking kill me on a daily basis.
Same.
What's the worst that's gonna happen?
It's
We've got radical communists on one side of the metro. We got a whole new Reich starting at one side of the metro. We got fucking teleporting super alien creatures on the fucking surface. We got some horrible mutants.
You know, if it wasn't for the horrible fucking ethnic cleansing going on in Animal Crossing, I'd pick that. But, you know, I might get killed because I'm a deer and that doesn't fit the player's aesthetic.
Fuck
Fact.
it out.
Act. I consider that too. I'm not gonna lie to you. When you've reset your roller like 400 times, it's gotta be perfect.
What about you, Encalagon?
I'm struggling, dude.
Dude, same. I wouldn't mind being an NPC
There's-
in a South Park game. Just because
Oh,
of how
God.
bonkers it would be. Either South Park or No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky would be okay. But you could just have the risk of ending up like some really like boring NPC quest character. Like Tog.
You mean all of them?
Yes,
Yeah.
literally all of them.
I can't think of an NPC. What else? Considering how big worlds are, I guess GTA would actually be a good choice, assuming you don't get killed by the player.
Harvest Moon. I just live a peaceful life, somewhat tangentially connected to a. No horrific monsters, no giant war, no psychopathic players trying to kill me.
I mean,
A
sure.
good, peaceful life.
Take the Fellowship of the Ring game and I'll be a hobbit. I can live at the Shire.
I could live with 2 breakfasts every day.
Same.
And the
Same.
Green Dragon.
I could be one of the NPC cars from Burnout Paradise. Just driving around forever.
Yeah, that'd be
Your
okay.
existence is speed.
Yeah, it's just gonna be all about the octane life.
I choose to be a random orc in a wall.
Yeah.
Why random when you can be Gazgo?
Because an NPC.
Gazgo is an NPC.
All right.
I mean,
On
yeah.
on to the next one. Would you rather forget who you were or who everyone else was? It's a form of selective Alzheimer's, I guess.
I don't know. Can you rediscover yourself in that sense? Is it like permanent or is it just like a single time and you forget everything you were?
I think the context of this question is that it's permanent, but we'll give some leeway here and just say you could relearn, but it would be a lot slower process of relearning.
I mean, because if you then forget yourself, you could rediscover yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll
It was
just
like
rediscover how much
Alzheimer's,
of a
where you'll
cunt I
never
am.
learn anything ever again. It's just gonna be like, wow, do I want Alzheimer's or Alzheimer's? That's a crazy question, you guys.
I would interpret that as more of a you forget everything that you've done and like all the decisions you've made, or do you want to
Yeah.
forget everything everybody else has done and all the decisions they've made?
You'd
Which in that
forget
case,
that you executed
would-
the child.
I would 1000% forget myself.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Me too. I think, yeah, I would choose to forget myself rather than forget everyone else, because the connections that I would have made with other people, those are things which I can use to kind of build more connections and build myself as a new person, so to speak, and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's to say, like, just because you forgot who you were doesn't mean like your personality's kind of got yeeted either. So you probably still have the same sort of traits. You can still be the same sort of person. You just have to make new
Well,
memories, I suppose.
Oh,
It also gives you a
Fuck's
clean
sake.
slate to maybe.
depressive as fuck.
No, I'm just
Can
saying
also-
that could be a scenario. It's not the scenario. We don't know, so.
No, but it could also give you the opportunity to start from a clean slate, get rid of bad habits, you know,
Yeah.
turn over a new leaf, literally. I would 100% be like, yeah, I'll just rediscover myself.
Plus, forgetting who other people are, that's really dangerous for yourself.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of people who, can fuck you over in the past that you don't want to, forget that.
Wow, there's a random crackhead on the street. He seems pretty trustworthy. Still
Yeah.
know who he is, but
Next question, which Ancalagon was a little bit hesitant about in terms of giving his true answer, I suppose. If you could sell your soul to the devil, what would you sell it for?
A Klondike bar.
Of course Anka's nervous about this. He doesn't have a soul to sell, don't you fuck?
Oof.
Oh. Oh. All right, I can give like a semi-real answer.
Okay.
This isn't the first thing that came to my mind, but it's definitely something that's, up there. I would totally sell the soul that I don't have for no taxes anywhere, period, ever again. Like, let the devil put whatever way he wants to make it happen.
So, you hate the IRS? Is that it? I'll be damned if I give my money to the IRS. What would the price of my soul be? What happens if you actually sell your soul? That's the question.
Well, he claims it when your time's up. But the thing is, you have to remember this.
Go to hell for eternal torment.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dark elf paradise, man.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking on it, and I just don't know what is the price of a soul, dude. What would you sell your soul for? Something that should keep you happy for the rest of your life.
10 golden retrievers. Well-trained, obedient, but entertaining, and always staying together. Just give me 10 golden retrievers. I'll be happy for the rest of my life.
Or for 14 years.
Or for 14 years, after which I kill myself, and then he claims my soul anyway, but that's fine.
Sell your soul for a girlfriend.
Fucking hell. Oh my god.
It's not worth it, dude.
I thought that was the standard trade, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's not to the devil.
It's not a permanent basis contract.
The devil comes back as your girlfriend instead.
Nani?
This sounds like a really shit anime.
Yeah, I know, it does, doesn't it? What about you, Onion, since Milo can't choose?
Hair.
What?
He said hair. Oh my god. Oh.
Dude. Oh man.
It's like the sun. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. One, the gang sells their soul for a nice head of hair.
I don't know. I couldn't think of anything to sell my soul to the devil for. Probably if you could give me the power of mind control, then maybe. Just kind of loop it back to that.
Bruh.
I mean, if I could do that for my power, then it would be a get out of jail free card.
Same.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty good. Or it could. I wouldn't even mind something like. Have you guys ever seen that movie Limitless?
No.
You know, like that that drug he takes, which basically lets him use all 100% of his brain instead of the 10% that he does. Something like that, but without any side effects.
But it makes you only 25% more intelligent.
This is another question.
Stop reading ahead.
Sorry.
Milo really wants to finish the podcast already.
Oh, this question
Like,
sucks.
let me out.
How would you sell your soul for more brain power? It's stupid.
I know, like I said, I wouldn't really choose to sell it, but if I had to, then I would do it. Anyway.
Dude, if you sold it for brain power, just plug yourself into a computer. GG, you don't die.
Finally, digital synthesis.
On the topic of intelligence, if you are offered a pill that makes you 25% more intelligent, but permanently removes your hair, including your eyebrows, do you take it?
Yeah,
I figured this is an appropriate question because we got two bald people. Well, one bald and one balding.
I see this is an absolute win.
Yeah.
Sacrifice your eyebrows for 25% more intelligence. Fair trade.
Yep.
Yeah, I think out of this, Milo and me would be the one which would be the biggest losers, I suppose.
I'd say no, dude. I wouldn't take it. I love my hair. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, okay,
like,
pyrocynical.
Thing
Yeah,
is,
but
here's the
0
thing.
times anything is still 0.
Yeah, I was gonna say 25% of stupid is still stupid.
No, it's 25% more
times
stupid.
Then it's a win-win.
Multiply negatives here, man.
Damn.
All right.
How about you, Frozen?
Oh, yeah, I'd take it.
Why?
I'd take it. Look, I'm 30. I know my hair is thinning, and at some point I'm probably going to end up going to have to join the ball man's club anyway. So, you know, if I get to that point, then I'll take it.
Okay, I'm gonna say something and you don't have to look weird, but I think you don't look good without eyebrows, dude. I don't think you can pull that one off.
I can use a Sharpie on them, it's fine.
No, you become
I can make them
like Keisha or something.
I can snap my fingers. Go,
He's a pretty princess.
also, weaves are a thing.
Yeah, you look
glue a
great
weave to my head.
weaves.
Bruh, that's a nice toupee.
Just super glue it to your head and there you go. It's permanent until someone tries ripping it off and then you just lose a chunk of your fucking skin.
I was gonna say, with your mates, they just swap out the glue fucking industrial strength super glue.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean, I've already lost a chunk of my hair. I'm telling you, man, that part of my hair has never grown back normally. And it's the most frustrating thing ever. All right, next question. What would you eat for your last meal?
Ooh, that's a strong question. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. Some really good fish and chips, and I'd be satisfied.
All you can eat chicken, so that way it never has to end, and I don't actually have to finish my last meal, and I can just keep going.
I don't think they'll allow that.
The second you stop eating,
The guillotine drops.
It's the guard just standing ready for the switch, just looking. Say stop chewing.
goes in there 5 hours in, crying as he's forced to eat more and more.
I don't know. I've got like 4 options that I'd be stuck between. So like one of them,
Chick-fil-A.
it's a sandwich that I had the other day. Well, yeah, Chick-fil-A is the fourth option.
Yeah.
We're not gonna go there. That's a one and done. Move that to the side. The 3 others are homemade. One of them is a sandwich. It's like ground real Italian sausage with ground beef, cooked inside a brat bun with melted jack cheese and mozzarella on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's called a gizmo, one of the best giddy grinders I've ever had in my life.
Right.
Second would be that same Italian sausage that I was thinking of inside a calzone.
Ooh, you have me sold already because I like calzones.
Third would be, it's called bird's nest. It's a French dish that's like you take puff pastries, you cook chicken, mixed veggies, and like a mushroom sauce in, and eat it like that inside the puff pastry.
It's not bad at all.
Like those are my options that I'm sitting here looking at a pillow. Like I don't know what I'd do.
What about you, Onion?
I'm gonna go with steaks because 1 is never enough. Probably 3 filet mignons just to
Good choice.
weasel as much money out of these fuckers as possible.
Yeah.
With sweet potato chip, use some nice
Beef dripping sauce.
paprika and salt seasoning on there.
Mm.
Go with a peppercorn sauce, some asparagus, like well done asparagus, not horrible tough shit. Just a massive plate of that.
I was thinking a steak as well, but I can't decide between a massive tomahawk steak or a T-bone steak or, you know, like filet. The thing is, I was thinking that if I get a filet, you know, that's definitely set in stone that that's going to be my last meal. But if I had a tomahawk steak or a T-bone, I could use the T-bone as a shank and fight my way out of there, maybe survive. Same with the tomahawk, I can just use it for blunt force trauma, watch it splinter as it hits some guy over the head, knocks him out, and then use the rest of the splints for, you know, either throwing knives or shanks, and then fight my way out of there, escape from LA style, or, you know, just accept my destiny and eat my last meal and then get on with it. I guess it could go anyway. All right, and that brings us to our last question. Would you rather have to say everything that comes to your mind and your inner monologue out loud, or be silent forever?
Be silent forever.
Silent forever.
Same.
I mean, let's be real here. If anything comes to your mind or inner dialogue, we'd all be beyond screwed. My God.
I would go with the same option as you all.
It would take 1 shift for me to lose my license.
It
A
takes
single shift.
one bad customer at McDonald's. Goodbye job.
It takes one thought for me to be put to death. You know what I mean? So we don't know. Oh
my God.
God, I think Popsmack would go with that option as well, you know, considering the shit he comes out with.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually would be like, yeah, I'll take the first one.
Comes to my mind, yeah.
I don't care.
Actually, yeah, I can imagine him being that like that as well.
And he probably just says, yeah, I'm just saying it how it is. Like you rationalized it or somehow.
All of us need to just get diagnosed with Tourette's as soon as possible. We just have those cards that walk-in closet has. I'm sorry, I have a condition.
Even the thing is, you'd say anything out loud, even if it's positive or sweet or embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like it's the worst. I mean, my God.
I'll be like, damn girl, she got some big old titties. And then the other ones are like, and the other one's like, damn, he's ugly. Holy nutballs, you look like you'd be mauled by a beaver. Or
God, dude.
Some other options like that.
Nice nose.
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Nice hair. Oh wait. That's okay, buddy.
I can imagine someone just saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. That would just be, yeah. Oh. Well. On that bombshell, I think we're going to wrap it up there. This has been a really, really fun episode. It's been a lot of bullshit, and it's meant to be kind of lighthearted as well. And I guess this question goes out to people, to the listeners as well. If you have any answers, you can always post it on Discord, or you can post them in the YouTube comments or whatever else like that as well. Again, if you enjoyed the podcast, make sure you share it with someone else who you think would actually enjoy it as well. And before I wrap it up, do any of you have any final words that you would like to say? Anything you would like to plug? Do you want to check out my Siren Min-Max? What?
No one wants to see your Siren Min-Max, bro. Please, not the Siren Min-Max.
Not again.
Yeah,
Not again.
Not again.
The flashbacks. What is there to plug? The dream.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Yeah. I'm actually curious now. What would your OnlyFans be? Just like close-up shots of the grain on your head as you go for like a close shave? It's just ASMR of you doing a shave and you just hear like the blade going over your head.
The straight razor.
Yeah. I'm sure there's someone who would pay for that. All right, cheers, guys. Thank you very much for joining. As always, make sure you share it with someone who you think would enjoy listening to this podcast, and I shall see you guys in the next one.